Hi, in this video I'm going to walk through installing, configuring, and communicating with my first Yak daemon on this machine. To do this, I'm actually going to start by going to the Yak documentation at yak.fyi. I'm assuming a little bit of familiarity with Yak before this video, but briefly, Yak is a project made of many separate daemons, which are individual little background applications that are meant to communicate with particular pieces of instrumentation, particular pieces of hardware. And on the documentation, I just want to highlight three different pages here. There's the daemons page. So here are all of the daemons that can be installed right away. Many of them are meant to communicate with individual pieces of hardware or perhaps families of hardware that speak the same protocol. And you can click in here to see more details about the configuration and such and so forth for each daemon. We'll get back to that. I want to point out that there's a hardware page here, so you can come here to see the make and model of each hardware that's already supported by Yak. It's a list that's growing, of course. These have all been tested and proven to work. And then packages. Packages are separately installable bundles of software. So for Yakland, they might be clients. They might be daemons or collections of daemons together in a single package. Or they might even be tooling. So we're going to be using this YakD control tooling software in a little bit here. So today I'd like to install the fake continuous hardware daemon. This daemon is fake. It doesn't communicate with any real hardware. It's made purely for demonstration and testing purposes, and it kind of behaves like the world's simplest motor or simplest settable device. So I'm going to be using Conda to install and manage Python on this machine, and I see here that fake continuous hardware is available on Conda Forge. That's Anaconda. So let's install the package that contains this daemon. I'm going to open up my Anaconda prompt and Conda install YakD fakes. There you go. I will notice that this is on the Conda Forge channel, so you will have to add that channel to your Conda configuration to install the software. But YakD fakes is that package again, that in this case it does contain multiple daemons, but we're only most interested in this particular daemon, fake continuous hardware. I'm also going to install YakC. That's our kind of general purpose client for Yak. And I'm going to install YakD control, which is one of those tooling pieces of software that allows us to interact with and manage all of the daemons, all of these little background applications that we're going to have running on this machine. Okay, so now that I have all the software pulled down from the internet, I'm ready to configure my daemon. And to do that, I'm going to use the YakD entry point, which was installed with the YakD control package. Let's take a look at that first of all. YakD ---- help. I can see all of the different commands that are available to me on the YakD entry point. So I want to do edit config. And to think about the format, what options are available to me in config, I can again go back to the website and I'll actually notice that there's this configuration section. So all of these options are available to me in configuring how I want this fake continuous hardware daemon to behave. Note that all of them have defaults, making them optional except for port. So I note that I do need to specify which TC port this daemon is going to serve on. To actually create and edit my config file, I'm going to do yacd edit config, and I'm going to do fake continuous hardware, a little bit hard to spell that word. And that's going to open up a notepad file that editing a file at this particular path, so Yak knows that this is where it's going to look for its configuration files. I'm going to enter in square brackets the name that I want my daemon to have. So let's call it my daemon. And again, I'm going to remind myself the port. Let's choose 39,000. Save that. Close it out. And I should be able to run my daemon. So to run the daemon, I just type in yacd dash, so this is one command, it's an entry point provided by the daemon itself, not by the yacd control package. And I misspelled continuous. There we go. I've got a daemon, and it's serving at that particular TCP port. So if I open up a second Anaconda prompt, I can import yacc. Note that I'm in Python, not on the command line anymore. And I can make a client. Oops. That's a class defined in yacc. And I can look at all of the different attributes of that client. So for example, I could do c.set position, and then c.get position. Not all that impressive. But, you know, if I had multiple clients, it would work, such and so forth. That's the idea of Yak. The other thing, let's just exit out of Python here, that I can do is I can use yacd, again, this yacd control software, yacd status. And that'll print a beautiful little table of all the daemons that are available on my machine and what their status is. Of course, in most situations, you would have many, many daemons on your machine for an actual instrument. Okay, so I'm running my daemon here, but it's just running in the foreground within my terminal. And what I really want to do is run it in the background and have it be such that it will start up when I start my operating system, stuff like that. So to do that, again, I'm just going to use this yacd helper application. So I'm going to exit out of my daemon. And in order to register my daemon as a background application to the operating system, I actually am going to have to run my Anaconda prompt as administrator. And I'm going to use more commands within yacd. I'm going to use yacd enable, and then the kind of my daemon. You might get some prompts the first time that you do that. And now I'm going to do yacd start. So enable is what tells the operating system, hey, this is a daemon, In Windows, it's called a service. This is an application that I want you to run in the background. And start says start that service right now. If I didn't want to start it, I could also restart my machine, and it would start the next time the machine booted up. Great. So now if I go back, I can close out this terminal, this administrator terminal that I have, and I can type in yakd status again. I can see it's online. I can make a client. Get my position. It's 0, just where I left it. And I can do the same thing in another process. So it's multi-client. And I can, let's say I can set the position to 0.25, let's say. And I can see that that's true over here as well. So it's truly a daemon that's working in the background, and it'll just run in the background until I disable it. So that's it. You've got your very first daemon installed and running on your machine. Thanks so much.